Hi, this is Sydney, and welcome to my podcast where we talk about how the world would have been changed if certain events never happened. Today, we're talking about how different things would be if the supercontinent Pangea never broke apart. 300 million years ago, there weren't 7 continents. There was only one massive continent called Pangea, which was surrounded by one ocean called Panthalassa. Almost a century ago, Alfred Wegener proposed the theory of Pangea, and after rounding up lots of evidence, his theory turned into reality. Some of this evidence included how the continents looked as if they fit together like a puzzle. The same species were found in different parts of the world, including the same types of plants and animals, along with extinct seed fern widely spread through separate continents. When Pangea began to break up, it first split into just 2 parts. These were Gondwana, what is now Africa, South America, Antarctica, India, and Australia, and Laurasia, which is now Europe, Asia, and North America. Soon, India split from Africa, South America, and Antarctica, and North America broke off from Eurasia. While Pangea was still just one massive continent, it was extremely hot and dry, since there were mountain ranges along the exterior of the land blocking all rainfall and moisture. Although it was mostly hot, climate models from a paleogeography article confirmed that the continental interior of Pangea was extremely seasonal. The researchers compared Pangea's weather conditions to the modern-day African Namib Desert and the Lake Eyre Basin in Australia, with the climate being generally dry with short, reoccurring wet periods that occasionally included intense flash floods. Pangea existed for 100 million years, and during that time period, several animals flourished, including insects, reptiles, and even early dinosaurs. With the technology we have today, scientists are saying that the continents are still moving and becoming closer together again. Some are suggesting that over millions of years, the Pacific Ocean will close as Australia, North America, Africa, and Eurasia come together in the northern hemisphere. Eventually, these continents will merge, forming a supercontinent called Pangea. So, with this in mind as a possibility for the future, I begin to wonder, what would the world and life around us be like if Pangea had never broken apart in the first place? What if there were no separation? Would there be war? Would there be different races and languages? Who would be in charge? Thinking about all of these what-ifs bring me a lot of curiosity. How would culture have changed? Would the world be safer or more dangerous? Well, let's talk about it. To begin with, people would be much closer together, leading to easier and more accessible travel, and the possibility of the airplane being invented much later or never invented at all. This would also cause more equality throughout the world, since humans would have more in common and more contact. If there weren't separate continents, that would mean no countries. We wouldn't have had the United Kingdom take over the world with its empire, therefore never gaining its upper hand on the rest of the world. If the supercontinent had never broken apart, culture and society around the world would be extremely different. With everyone most likely being empowered by the same ruler, this would lead to less disagreements, with everyone following the same laws and living, mostly the same lives. Unless, would there be more arguments? With how the world is split up right now, each country has their own ruler, and the person in power is only empowering a certain amount of the world. If one person had to be in control of everyone in the entire world, how would they manage to make each person agree to the same things? Would these disagreements cause war to break out? Perhaps if we were all one in the world, it would be a more dangerous place than it is today, and that's saying a lot. When thinking about culture and race, I become curious as to how things would differ in that area. With everyone living in the same section of the Earth, would people still have different skin colors? Pangea was placed in the center of the equator, so if it was still around today, would people living on Pangea all have darker skin caused by the location and geography of the supercontinent? Since Pangea was enormous, I believe people's skin colors would still differ, but not as greatly, because we would all be in about the same area of the Earth, which would be hot and dry, causing the pigmentation of skin to be darker. When it comes to culture, things would be quite different than today's variety of culture. Without the continents being separated, we would all be united as one. With this said, people would most likely share the same beliefs and practice of culture. I don't believe there would be different languages around the supercontinent, because people would be communicating with the entire continent much more than we do today. Communication between separate sections of Pangea would be very important, since everyone would be living as one. If there were different languages, things would be much more difficult. After comparing what life is like now to what life would be like if the continents of the Earth were still connected, I believe, although there would be many positives, such as less wars and disagreements across the globe, there would be many disadvantages as well. With only one ruler for everyone living on Pangea, things would become hectic and confusing, with every single human being having to be on the same page regarding politics, beliefs, and culture at all times. But with the plate tectonics of Earth today constantly moving, perhaps in many years the continents will drift together and merge back into one. Looks like we will never know the truth of how life would be until humans experience it themselves. I would like to thank today's sponsor, Amazon.com. Need something for your house? Run out of paper towels? Want some decorations to spice up your living space? Visit Amazon.com today. Amazon is known to be the fastest, most reliable place to online shop for all of your needs. With Amazon's great variety of products, you may never have to leave your house to purchase anything again. Become a Prime member today to get even faster delivery and the opportunity to earn points which soon transfer to money. After signing up, use code Sydney for 15% off your purchase. Thank you for listening to today's episode of my podcast, discussing how the world would have been changed if certain events never happened. Don't forget to tune in next week where we'll be talking about the possible changes that could have occurred if Christopher Columbus never discovered America. Get ready, it will be a good one.